We are a peaceful people. Struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one courage, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one courage, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, the time when night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one courage, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no more.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home, the only place I
We are a peaceful people. Struggle is with struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Make no mistake, 'cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
Peaceful people struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving
is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I...
Good morning, guys. Welcome down to Livewire. It is the 1st of March. We're in the 3rd month of the year. 2024 seems to be rolling by pretty quickly. And as some persons would say, we make our way down to Christmas. Welcome to another episode of Livewire. This morning, I have on the program to talk to you about what's happening in the city. Councillor Alfonso Diarmas, representing the People's Progressive Party Civic. And he'll be taking us through the paces of what has been happening at City Hall, how have they been progressing, what are the budget estimates for 2024, despite we know they don't have any. He'll be taking us through the paces. Nevertheless, I have to take time out to say morning to all the people tuned in on the live already. Paul Joseph here since early. Paul here since 7:23. You could imagine being on the live before the live start. That's the kind of support I get from the Livewire people, and I really appreciate it. Morning to you, Paul. Miss Ramcharan, morning to you. Sandy Mangar, Derek Drew Paul, Leroy Mangal joining us from NYC. Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore joining us from the Mocha Arcadia area and at school. Or I should say a teacher that has not neglected or forsaken the classroom. So a special good morning to the councillor. Shakila Bridgewell, morning to you. Jamila Kayum. Sherwin Siram, morning to you. Rose Rahim Amarali, morning to you. Chitra Sukraj. Joe Nabijan joining us from Canada. Pam Singh. Asif Hamad, good morning to you. Paula Spencer, I miss you. Welcome back. Aliyah Mohammed, Jasoda Sargent. Krista Kurprasad, morning to you. Vishnu, morning to you. Mukesh Vishnuda, welcome home, brother. Welcome home to Guyana. It's really great to have you here. And you know something, brother? I might want to invite you on the program one day to tell us, as an overseas-based Guyanese, your thoughts on what you're going to be seeing as you travel around the capital city and the various places that you'll go to whilst you're here. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. Shirley Singh, morning to you. Datan Andalal, Lola Hari, Omar Sharif joining us from NYC. Good morning to you. Gil Eon, Vera Badar, Veena Ramkaran, Krista Kurpasad, Ronald Martindale, Savita Sukraj, Richard Aklu, Rowena Lal, Daniel Aswim, Nankishore Jaikaran, joining us from Canada. Prasad Pati, morning to you. Jean Cornelius Annette Ramdial. What? Randolph Singh, morning to you, joining us from Lincolnshire, England. Big up yourself, brother. Big up yourself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Neil Ramlukan from NYC in the building. Geetan Ryan, Cecil Rampasad. Morning, morning, Marlon Boyce. Duraj Knott, Maureen Razio, morning, morning. Thank you for the support. Richard Stanislaus, morning to you. VJ Lacha, Rosaline Sukraj, Tracy Martindale from Bartica, morning to you. Reynard So, boys, you better be at work and not like those teachers. Some of those teachers. Sunita Sukraj. Anthony Wong joining us from Canada. Morning to you, brother. Michael Captain, morning to you. Eddie Ramnat, morning. Rosaline, no, I did Rosaline already. Rosaline, I did you already. Aaron Raghubir, morning to you. Tulsi Ram Chetty, Prem Prashad. Who we got here? Keith Benjamin. What? Like all y'all come to hear from Mr. Diarmas? I gotta wait at least 15 minutes before I get all these people on this live by. Mr. Diarmas getting more support than me. Wait. But he's part of the Livewire family, so we don't mind. And just to let you know, pretty soon there will be a live program coming out of the councillors at City Hall there, where they'll be going into detail about what's happening in the capital city. Rupert Messiah, morning to you. Lash PA, morning to you. Eunice Raghubir, you're late, but you're here. I'm glad. Vishram Patrick, morning, everybody, morning. There are a lot of stuff for us to get through this morning. And also, as I said, we have Councillor Alfonso Diarmas, the gentleman who trounced Mayor Mentor at the last LGE elections to earn his seat at the Mayor and City Council, right? That gentleman is here to talk to us. But before we get into that, a couple of things we got to touch on. A couple of things. First of all, I want to send out birthday greetings to John, up there in Bartica, celebrating his birthday today, doing a lot of work with the men and the youths and in the community there in Bartica. Happy birthday to you, John. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that Tracy Martindale has prepared a scrumptious meal for you. If not, let me know and we can deal with Tracy. But I know she got something prepared for you, right? Also today, celebrating their birthday, Mr. Bevian King. Some of you may know him from King Kong Construction. You may know him from Kings and Queens Grill there on UG Road and that kind of thing. Wonderful young man, advancing himself in relation to education and activism and that kind of thing, bringing a lot of information to some persons who may not have it so that they're better informed to make decisions. So guys, please join me in wishing happy birthday to John Mitchell and Bevian King, celebrating their birthdays today. Two good gentlemen working hard and making sure that they do their part to advance the development and the progress that we're seeing here in Guyana. So happy birthday to those guys, and help me wish them happy birthday in the comments there, people. John and Bevian. How many people saw this photo? How many people saw this photo? This is our first lady. Man, when I tell you, I get the goosebumps now. I feel so proud. I feel so proud. Y'all see how we first lady stunning on them? Huh? Look at our first lady. I remember it was 2020 or 2021. I lost a friend in defense of the First Lady. You hear me? I lost a friend who was trying to make her I pass the First Lady on Facebook. And when I pull her up, she more vexed than me. Look at class. You understand me? This is our First Lady, and I'm absolutely proud of her. I'm absolutely proud of her. Look at our First Lady, boy. Champion. Champion. Also, guys, before we get into the counselor, I think it's the 106th birth anniversary of the late former president, Dr. Chedi Jagan. That's today. So, a little reverence and, celebrating the life of the late president, right? Good. So we get all those formalities out of the way. I got some other stuff to throw at y'all, but after the counselor leaves, right? So without further ado, please help me to welcome onto Livewire yet again. Always welcome here, Councillor Alfonso De Armas, who's mobile at the moment. Morning to you, Councillor.
Morning, Courdel. Morning. Thanks for having me on there. So, yeah, I'm on my way to work and to drop off my daughter to school.
You see, that's the kind of people you have working in the city, Finding time for the city, a family man, businessman as well. Councillor, so quite a few statutories have passed. I've been a little missing in action, but I've invited you here today to give us an update on what has been happening at the statutory meetings. I called you yesterday, I think it was, to find out if the budget was prepared for 2024. Myself and the Livewire viewers were quite disappointed to hear that we're not there as yet, given that the deadline would have passed since last year. And we're wondering what is the way forward for the city. We've been wondering that for a while. That aside, we've seen recently moves to have international resorts established in the capital city, and there have been steps by persons on the city council to stymie or slow or stop that process. So I'd like to discuss some of these things here with you. So first of all, as a citizen of the capital city, as a council of the mayor and city council, could you tell us, based on the last two statutories, what's going on? Are we making any progress? Anything discussed with sense?
No, that's the short of it, is that nothing has been discussed with sense. You've been in those statutory meetings, and nothing much of substance ever gets discussed. It's hours and hours of a talk shop. People stand up just so that it seems to me, so that they can hear their own voices, and in the end, nothing gets done. I mean, just consider this: we've had, I don't know how many hundreds of statutories over the last decade, and the city has gone from bad to worse. So clearly, these statutory meetings are just a talk shop, just a way to assuage other councillors' egos. But when it comes to action, nothing gets done. In fact, the only action that they can muster, the only time that they can muster some sort of action, is when they're trying to stop or halt development, as we saw last week.
It's a sad situation. Now, I wanted to ask you your personal thoughts on this development that is supposed to take place on Carifest Avenue there. Do you see this as something that is viable for the capital city, that will benefit the citizens of Georgetown and by extension, the country of Guyana?
Yes, I think there are a lot of detractors, or a lot of people who aren't quite convinced, because it's hard to picture in their heads what this will look like, how transformative it's going to be. It's not going to be just some massive hotel that's going to lock locals out of the area. It's going to be quite the opposite. It's going to provide hundreds and hundreds of jobs for locals, hundreds of high paid jobs. It's going to provide them with training in an international environment. But it's also going to transform the boardwalk. I mean, we've all traveled. We've seen what boardwalks could be, and just being able to bring that to Guyana. We've seen what the First Lady has been able to do at the Esplanade, and just being able to transform that, to bring that to the to that entire area, creating jobs for people, creating opportunities for people to not just sell or vend to other locals, but to be able to charge higher prices for their goods. It's going to transform the city. It's going to transform the
Right.
city, and I'm saddened that that the PNC has chosen to play political games and quite frankly to continue to engage in hypocrisy, because one of the things that they have alleged uh, at the last statutory meeting was that no plans ever went to them and they need to see the the approvals, but yet a quick investigation into whether for the construction of Durban Park will show that nothing ever went through to that. So there's clear hypocrisy. There's a clear
So
plan, regardless of what they may say, to stymie the development simply because it's a PPP. It's a PPP milestone project, right? That's the long and short of it. They can cut it any way they want and try to take the moral
so
about it has to be
Counselor,
consultative process, but no.
you're bouncing in and out to the live. I think it's because you're mobile. You're literally coming on and off screen. So we're getting you in segments. I think it's because
Sorry.
you're mobile.
Yeah, I'm passing an area where you typically a loose signal.
Oh,
But the
okay,
short of
okay.
the gist of what I was saying, Courdel, is that the PNC has chosen to play political games and to engage in or to continue to engage in hypocrisy when it comes to these
No,
development projects.
no, you made a very important point there that totally slipped past me, right? You spoke of the construction of Durban Park,
Correct.
and there is no documentation, or there is no documentation at the council to say that there was consultation, they were informed, anything of the sort. So we gotta wait for him to come back, right? But I'm glad that the council brought this out, because that's another angle for us to look at this. Where was the consultation for the construction of Durban Park? And if Mayor
Courdel.
Mentor or whoever was the mayor at that time could provide us with such consultation. You
No,
understand? So,
there was no consultation, and the current mayor Mentor, I'm quite certain, was a sitting councillor
mm,
at the time, and he can very well
right.
tell you that that no plans, nothing came to the city. I believe Councillor Fraser as well,
Mhm.
someone else who waxed eloquent about the lack of consultation and so on. I believe he was also a sitting councillor at the time, and on our side, Councillor Chase Green, maybe she was the mayor at the time. I
Mm.
don't quite recall. There was no plans, at least as far as we can tell. Something that something that the something that the mayor and the other councillors on the PNC side
Yeah.
were quite
So,
adamant that
yeah,
needed to
mobile
be brought in.
internet in general, rough in GT and in networks, the standards dropping. I see somebody abusing about it the other day. So, so I see he's back. He is back. So,
Yes,
Counselor, now, does Durban Park generate any sort of income for the mayor and city council?
Durban Park is a metaphor for for the decay, for the rot of our beautiful city under PNC leadership. Let's just leave it at that.
So in your view, is it smart? Is it logical for a council that claims they are lacking resources, they don't have funds, to not or try to stop a development of this nature that will be paying rates and taxes? You understand? And I guess garbage collection services, these kinds of things, these kinds of funds will be going to City Hall.
If it would make sense, no, it would no, Cordell, it would not make sense. But hardly anything that we found the city council does could stand up and we can defend it and say it makes sense. It's all a political game for them, right? They want to show that they control the city, that they run the city, Georgetown is ours. They proclaim as it sinks further and further into decay. Right.
Mm, mm.
That's their game plan. It would seem.
Yeah, but Counselor, now, do you think that there should be more or things that should be higher on the priority list of the council other than this resort that they are pushing to, I don't know, stop, or I don't know what the mayor hopes to accomplish here. But do you think there are things like the asset register and that specifically, if you don't have a correct asset register, how are you claiming assets? Could it be a case that this land
I
was
guess through
transferred at a period to central government control? Is that a possibility?
it could very well be a case. It could very well be a possibility. Heard the attorney general, and I've seen the evidence that it belongs that these are state lands and not lands belonging to city council. But yet the mayor was able to produce some document from the archive, and he shared it around the council. And I looked at the councillors on his side, and hardly any of them uh, took a look at it. I mean, it was very difficult to
Mm,
read. But yet they all stood up and
mm.
proclaimed, "Yes, it's ours. It's par for
You
the
guys
course."
saw
But yes, Cordell, there are other
mm,
priorities at council. Um, the first priority is that we don't know what we own. The city does not know what it owns. Uh, so we need to start that out. The city the city treasurer's department is unable to provide a balance sheet as part of its reporting process because there's no accurate asset register, right? And
mm.
we don't know what we own. We don't know what assets have been disposed of. We don't know what assets have been bought because there's no accurate asset register, something that has not been updated in many years. So that should be paramount. Another thing is to fix. There's a huge deficit in City Hall, and it's not necessarily because the taxes are too low. I'll give you an example. The payroll for City Hall is about $110 million a month. I could be wrong, but this payroll has increased from 2016 to now. It has
Mhm.
increased at the same time that the city's workforce has decreased by about 200 people, right? And in
So we don't
that
know
same
why.
amount of time, we're paying more in payroll for fewer and less and lower quality services.
So where's
Our
the money
garbage
going?
no audits have been done, so you know, but but
Oh,
but uh, the city and our mayor, the city council, the PNC led city council, they continue to proclaim ownership of Georgetown. Georgetown is ours, as it sinks further and further into mess. You know,
mm,
these are
mm.
simple things that they should be addressing, but they kick it down the road, and they now their new strategy is to lay the blame at the feet of administration.
And okay, now as you're talking about administration, I saw the town clerk on the road during the MASH period with the police and fire service people preparing the area, um, generating funds for City Hall because those spots have to be rented. What is your take on the tenure of this town clerk? Do you think she's effective? Is she getting support from the council? What are your thoughts?
I think well, I'm a new counselor, right? I've been
Mm,
there less than a year, um, but I find Candace to be very knowledgeable of the law and the things that need to be done at council. In fact,
right.
very often she has to interrupt and correct something that the mayor wishes to do, and just point out that it is not borne out by the law, by the
Right.
local government act.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes,
But
I find her.
my thing is too. I see sometimes the mayor tries to railroad, and and I've seen this happen in the Linden Town Council as well. The mayor tried to railroad the town clerks. The mayors in these municipalities try to bully their way uh with the admin staff, and I've even seen her a couple of times demanding that an apology be given because of the way that the admin staff has been treated. Now, do you think that the council and the admin department need to have a little better rapport for the effective management of the city, or is that happening now?
No, it's not happening. I would say it's not happening. The councillors are fond of laying all the failures of the city at the feet of administration, and
Mm,
obviously we're the policy setting arm of the mayor and city council. So essentially, I would say that the buck stops with us, right? The mayor being the chief interlocutor
mm,
between the councillors and the administration. The buck stops with
right.
us. So when we see dumpsters and council assets rotting at the Princess Street compound,
Yeah.
the Stone Depot and so on, they say, "Oh, it's administration." But as a counselor, how long have you been sitting at the council? Don't you make visits? I made a visit and I was incensed by what I saw. Council
Mm,
assets just rotting, covered in bush, dump trucks, um, again covered in bush. And when you inquire, well, what happened to this truck, or why are these dumpsters that could very well be generating revenue for the city, by the way, are helping to keep our city clean, are just there gathering dust and
yeah.
covered in bush? They said, "Oh, it needed a part, and we didn't get the part, so they just leave it there for years to rot." And then they say it's administration's fault. It's not administration's fault. The buck stops with us as a council, right? The buck stops with
Mm.
us as a council. And if our statutory meetings were more effective, and we actually discussed things of substance, then we would know what's going on in the city. But as it is, we stand up and we proclaim, and we like to hear the sound of our own voices. When I say we, it's the collective council we, because that mostly happens on the PNC side, right?
Yeah.
Stand up and
Yeah.
they make speeches and they wax eloquent, and nothing gets done. These meetings run for 6 hours. After a 6 hour long meeting or 7 hour long meeting, you mean to tell me that we still don't know what's going on in Georgetown?
A
It's
sad
nonsense.
situation. A sad situation indeed. Now, given the gains the People's Progressive Party would have made at the last LGE, do you think at the upcoming LGE there will be the possibility of shifting the dynamics or the composition of the council to make it a little more fair, to give PvP councillors voice or give them a little more bite to say? Because y'all could talk all y'all want all day, make suggestions to make the city better, but without that voting power, there's not much you can do.
No. So we're five seats short of a majority. Last elections, we lost constituency 6 by 4 votes. It's a constituency that we had previously held,
Mhm.
and if we can pick up some more PR votes next go around, and maybe pick up one or two more constituency seats, then we might be looking very good. But the work needs to be done. The work needs to be done, and unfortunately, as a councillor representing my constituency for City Hall is in hardly any position to do any work, right? To get
Right.
any work done. The works that need to be done. For example, in Newtown, drains need to be desilted, carpets need to be cleaned, uh, alleyways need to be cleared. But the city is not in a financial position to get any of this done. Either at
Right.
that, and also because I'm a PPP councillor, I would not get priority on any sort of funds to get those things done. Right?
Mm.
That's a sad situation.
Has there been any talk about demolishing the wharf behind the Stabrook Market? I mean, at least tearing it down.
I am not certain about that, Cordell. I think Councillor Jacobs might be better for explain.
Oh, okay, okay. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to check with him. But so earlier this morning, I saw that there is going to be a new headquarters to the police there at Ivleri, which brought me to the city constabulary. Now, I know that you're a new councillor, but based on your understanding, what is the role of the constabulary? Because other than Lime at the market, I don't really see what they do.
Well, the constabulary is the city's law enforcement arm. Is it MNCC's law enforcement arm? They are to enforce law and order, and they are also responsible for some level of prosecutions around the city.
So have they been functioning? I mean, I heard of one case when I was at a statutory meeting and the mayor himself had to rebuff I think is the head of the investigations department, for having a kind of hands-off approach in relation to an investigation that they should have been handling. But are they functioning? You're a councillor of the city. Do you feel as a
There's
councillor the citizens are getting their money's worth from the constabulary in terms of protection, traffic management, whatever
no,
else it is that they're responsible for?
no, absolutely not. They're severely understaffed, and the morale is very low. In fact, just the other day I was talking to some of the constabulary members, and they're complaining. They say that the council just talks a lot of nonsense, and but their department hasn't been shored up, you know. So
Mm,
they're very unhappy, and I wouldn't blame the members of the city constab. I would lay the blame squarely at the feet of our city council, squarely at the feet of the council and the councillors that spend hours on end at every statutory meeting discussing everything but the things that matter in the city.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard them complaining about not having uniforms and all. And I mean, how are you a part of a law enforcement organization and you ain't even got uniforms? It's really sad. It's really
Correct.
sad. So, so
Correct.
uh, that aside, um, I often ask you this: what's the way forward? What are you, or what are we as citizens? Well, I don't live in the capital city anymore, but what are citizens in the capital city to do? What are they to expect with the current happenings at City Hall? They are more interested in a resort that will bring revenue to them and stopping it than the asset register. The some time ago you told me about the logging system for taxpayers. It's glitchy or it's incorrect or something of that sort. What else is going on there? They haven't been audited for some time or haven't submitted financial reports. What is the way forward here?
Courdel, on to the audited statements. I was looking at a history of the financials of the city, and as far back as 2004, any of the audits that were done, the auditor actually had to qualify it by saying that he can't verify the veracity of the information in the audit. As
Wow.
far back as 2004, there's this culture of unaccountability that's been perpetrated, or that's been perpetrated and propagated by consecutive PNC mayors.
Mm-mm. But
So what
okay.
what what is it? What can we do? Well, we've seen His Excellency, President Ali, and we've seen Vice President Jagdeo, um, on multiple outreaches throughout the city, doing interacting with citizens, learning, feet on the ground, learning what needs to be done, and
Mm,
working with PPP councillors to make sure that those things get done. Because otherwise, it's a whole fight down in city council. To get anything done, in the end, the city is going to continue to suffer. So we are working. We continue to work with government and for the people to make sure that the city continues to move and it doesn't look like a city, a rubbish city.
yeah, yeah. I
Cordell,
know.
sorry, if you could give me just a few minutes, I'm just going to walk my daughter into school,
Sure, sure, no
and
problem.
yeah,
I'll take you
okay.
off screen. Right. So we'll wait for Council Armas to get back. Like I said, businessman, family man, and still finding time to ensure things. I got to say run smoothly at the council, but that'd be a gross misrepresentation, right? Trying to understand how things are operating at the council currently, along with other PPPC councillors. But that is what they're dealing with. Now imagine the council doesn't have a budget for 2024. And instead, the mayor focus on how he's going to fund the council's activities for this year that we're in. He's studying hotel and resort and who own and who ain't own and who ain't own. Where was the consultation for the construction of Durban Park? Could the sitting mayor go into the archives and show us when the people, the government at the time, sent any letter, plans, anything of the sort for the construction of Durban Park? I might got Brackle me a mentor and ask because I don't see the media houses doing that. Really, I don't. So for that trash on Homestretch Avenue, the Vagrants Marriott, right? No consultation. And mind you, the Durban Park doesn't generate any source of income for the mayor and city council. It doesn't. It doesn't generate no income in standing there just as it is. I don't even know if they have the responsibility or the ability to rent that facility to anybody. However, the resort will have to be paying rates and taxes. The resort will employ persons from Georgetown, right? The resort gonna have to get the garbage collected and that kind of thing. All these things would generate funds for City Hall, who claiming they ain't got nothing to do, nothing with. You see what's showing y'all? So Durban Park gets a free pass, generates no income. It does not improve the aesthetics of the city, right? If you're going there to exercise, you better be out of there before 6, because it's get dark in there. You understand? If the government had decided to use that facility for events, the high possibility of you leaving with splinters in your backside. Whose bill wouldn't stand these days? Who does that? And if you remember, the only part of Durban Park that had plush seats is for Granger and crew, right? It was for Granger and crew. So welcome back, Councillor. As we're discussing some of the things that have been happening in the city. Now, that aside, yesterday I spoke a little bit about vending and some of the issues that pedestrians have due to the out of control vending situation. Now, have you heard, and I mean, sometimes I feel so stupid asking you these questions over and over again. Have you heard anything of the sort in relation to regularizing the vending situation, especially around the Stabrook Market area?
Look, the council continues to bury its head in the sand, and we receive a lawsuit. The council gets sued at least every couple of weeks. We receive a lawsuit pertaining to the vending situation. We I think Bank CIH took us to court the other day, and they refused to address the situation head on because the PNC-led council views the vendors as political pawns that they can just move and play with, whose livelihoods that they can continue to play with for their political ends. So they refuse to address the situation head on, and instead, the mayor brought this group to make some, fancy presentation about, what they're going to do with the vendors, and create some market somewhere. Something that's very fanciful, especially given the fact that the council has no money to build anything, right?
Jeez.
And he even invited some of the vendors to come and take a look at the presentation, sort of maybe to get some of the heat off of him. But this is all. It all seemed very fanciful and very very fantastical to anybody who's grounded in reality. And the reality is that the vending situation has to be addressed, and the PNC continues to kick it down the road and to continue to play with people's livelihoods and their future by refusing to address it head on.
So was a location identified?
They identified existing markets. existing markets and to rebuild them or to build them bigger with multiple floors,
Levels.
levels.
But so what was the plan to house the vendors until these structures were finished?
Oh, there's no plan, Courdel. There's never a plan.
Man, look, I don't know what to say. Look, here, counselor, you have a lot of patience. You hear me, and you're a calm individual. I would have already trip out in there. I don't understand the madness. So you have no place to put them to vend whilst you're building these structures. Was there any idea of how they're going to fund the construction? I think the council gone there again by what? What? Councillor? Well, probably somebody. Yeah. Yeah. So you're back. You're back. So was there any talk of where the funds will come to construct these facilities?
Man, not the same government. They're fighting down. They're fighting down the for the Qatari hotel. The same. It's the same people they're fighting down. They somehow expect to be amenable to working together. I don't understand. I don't understand the plan. I don't understand their strategy. Um, but maybe they have outthought us,
Mm.
and all of leaving the city to rot is just part of their big plan.
Sad situation. Councillor Diarmas, thank you for taking some time to talk with us this morning. I'm going to allow you to get on with the rest of your day. Keep fighting the good fight there at City Hall, you and the rest of PPC councillors. I don't know how you're going to accomplish it before you win a majority, because there's not any kind of bipartisan approach to fixing the situations in the city. But folks, that was Councillor Diarmas to, give us a little heads up on what's happening in the capital city. I don't know. Being a mentor is a worries. That aside, I got some other stuff for us to deal with. I saw this here posted on Facebook, right? So as you guys know, Mr. Figueira has not been in the best of graces since he would have, endorsed the bridge being built by the PPC. And his stance not to be a S and have the ability to shake someone's hand, even if you and them don't agree on whatever issue y'all not agreeing on. It's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of people being able to look past whatever grievance you're having with an opponent or a rival, right? And it speaks a lot about character, that you're able to put aside petty differences and interact with someone for the betterment of society or a country or a community or whatever it is. And Mr. Figueira, clearly, MP Figueira, has seen what the government has been doing for Linden and developing Linden. So MP Figueira would have known of all those community roads in Amelia's ward and all those other places that needed to be done, but weren't done under his administration. But the man he's standing next to, his administration, came and did them for Lindeners. MP Figueira understands that under his former administration that he served under, they closed down the call center in Linden and caused a lot of Lindeners to be out of work. Aside from the call center, the forestry industry was under pressure, gold was under pressure, bauxite was under pressure. So people weren't working. So the MP understands President Ali came in along with his ministers and cabinet and rectified the situation. MP Figueira understands that the youths of Linden needed recreational facilities. You understand me? And the PNC, APNU, AFC could not complete or get started any of them. No, MP Figueroa has seen President Ali come in, and there are two facilities, one at FIFA standards, one at ICC standards, for the youths of Linden to hone their skills in the various sports disciplines. MP Figueroa knows how Amelia's ward was conceptualized and constructed. MP Figueroa knows how Block 22 was conceptualized and constructed. MP Figueroa knows how the LHC was upgraded. MP Figueroa knows that all the concrete schools that you see in Linden, high primary, no, I think they built one primary school, nursery school in Linden, the APNU. All except the one that the APNU built were built by the PPP. MP Figueroa has seen how his fellow Lindener, well, I don't know if he's a Lindener, he's from Pleasance, so he's living in Pleasance now. But he has seen how his comrade has turned on him. You understand me? And put Nima Flubush in his position as Shadow Minister, Youth, Culture, and Sport. And MP Figueroa has seen how this Nima Flubush going and making herself a blasted idiot, lying to the people. So obviously the MP is looking for greener pastures. You understand me? Even if they may be red. He's looking for greener pastures, and how could you blame him? The MP has a brain. The MP wants betterment for his constituents. You understand me? And something I heard Tricia Richards say. Something I heard the former mayor of Georgetown say. I've heard them say, they've said it to me in interviews and personally. The support. So Councillor Tricia Richards, former Councillor Tricia Richards is not a councillor anymore, but she has been able to do more in her constituency than when she was actually a councillor under the PNC. Mayor Chase Green has been able to do more in her constituency. The mayor constituency got sidewalk, concrete drain, the bridges them do over, the road paved, they got speed hump, everything. They're able to do more when they come over to the PPP because there's a support system that helps these officials get the job done. And that's one thing you will always know or hear of the PPP. They get the job done, right? So, like I said, I saw this photo on Facebook. And if you look at the top, you'd see who's posting it. Now, Norman Brown trying to shame this man because of this man's perceived choice. Because Figueroa didn't come out and switch sides. He didn't. At least not yet, or at least I don't know of it. Probably he did, I don't know. But you're chastising this man because he's at a national event. An event where you have persons from CARICOM in this country, heads of state, heads of CARICOM in this country. And this is what Norman Brown is going to post and caption, going, gone. Even if he gone, normally going someplace better. And, it's the hypocritical nature of these PNC people for me, right? So, as you see German Figueroa here, right? There you have Norman Brown too. So Norman Brown pretending like he was this big PNC person all his life and all this kind of thing, knowing he well and benefit under the PPP. Close friends with the General Secretary of the PPP. You understand me? And now trying to shame German Figueroa because German Figueroa may have seen the light and want to, help his community, his region that he represented. You understand? So Norman is with a former president Just like Germany with the current president. You understand? Same thing. Same thing. And that's why I tell y'all, hypocrites. Hypocrites. You cussing a man for doing the same thing you do. Now, you ain't been getting support from the PNC. So you friend up with the current general secretary at that, current general secretary of the PPPC. At that time, y'all were friends. Now you see German Figuera friends with the current president. You're making it out like if it's some kind of cardinal sin. German Figuera can't communicate with the president. German Figuera area that he represented is not governed by this president, Norman Brown. So he should interact with the president. Because in Linden, German Figuera is the president there. So he on his own. He could do own budget for Linden, do development up there and that kind of thing. And that's the narrow-mindedness of the PNC. Their inability to put aside whatever petty grievance they got for the betterment of Guyanese people. And most of the time, that's all some people just want, you know. Nobody asking these PNC people or MPs to join the PPP, support everything that the PPP does. But realistically, there will be things that will be beneficial to the Guyanese people. Right? Can you be bipartisan on that? How could you call the budget a trash budget with all the investment being made in new schools in the hinterland, these new schools in Georgetown, ensuring the children have hot meals, ensuring that they got the books they ain't got to pay for, ensuring teachers get the subsidy so they ain't taking their own money to buy school supplies or teaching aids or whatever it is, increasing teacher salary incrementally over the years since this administration has come in, the 20-something odd non-salary benefits that they would have implemented that were suggested by the GTU. People looking for support, and they're getting support from a PPPC administration. Just the other day, a day or two ago, Minister Kroll is in the regions sharing out steel and cement subsidy certificates so that persons could start the construction of their homes. You heard the Vice President talk yesterday about the PPP delivering on promises. Gold scholarship, housing, education, healthcare, agriculture, energy security, food security, that kind of thing. And it all comes back down to track record. It all comes back down to track record. The PNC doesn't have that to show anybody. What is there that is still standing other than the Linden Soonsdijk Highway, right? And currently that is about to be resurfaced by the PPP. So you probably can't even call that a PNC highway no more, right? You probably can't even call it that. But what can you look at to say was built by the PNC and has lasted other than the Linden Highway, benefiting a majority of Guyanese from the PNC? I'll wait. Because the Linden Highway is the only thing you could probably come across. You hear me? That's literally the only thing. At least that I could remember. So if somebody else knows something in the chat, you could put it there. Let me see. That is it. And I've said it over and over before. They keep running to the, and that's why the Kabaka probably not helping them. The Kabaka will not help you because you're not upkeeping his image. Y'all see the statue that got a Burnham that is got around the place? They're talking about Jumbie board and something else people just talk about. The Jumbie board and something else. Oh, and the recent Jaguar at MASH. Y'all talking about that? Y'all see the bus of Burnham? Let's see if I find it, man. Let me see if I find it for ago. We got a couple of minutes. Y'all talking about Jumbie Board and the Jaguar. Y'all talking about Jumbie Board and the Jaguar. You can't serious. You can't serious. Y'all need to see this bus. This got it at Congress Place. They got one somewhere at oh man. Hold on. Let me get this thing for y'all. I gotta show y'all this thing. They had it recently at some 100th anniversary, somebody 100th birth anniversary, PNC. But let me see. Let me show y'all this thing. And these are the people who claim they're talking about Jumbie Board. First of all, oh my God. Look, this is the things that make us want cause. Let me show y'all something. And they claiming they're transparent and they're dealing with people properly and all kind of thing. Look at this. Now imagine I am making a claim that I own something or this thing belongs to me, right? And I'm posting an image on Facebook just to show you the PNCR Facebook page, right? This is a PNCR Facebook page. Look at this here. Well, you must see an idiot first, right? Now they're talking about the Qatari hotel deal, Ricks or whatever, and posting. They are posting this alleged transport that city council have. Look at the image. Mean they start it, mean download it, mean do nothing to it. This was uploaded 19 hours ago. You had 6 people reacted, 3 people shared, 2 people comment. Esther Benjamin said, thanks for sharing. I don't know what Esther seeing here. Well, you could read and verify here. Let's open it. Look at the size of the image. Look at the size of the image. And that is how I tell people the PNC will, they don't even care if they know they outright lying. They will just deceive you for deceiving you purposes. Who? Esther Benjamin. What are you reading here? And it's people like these that get me so mad. Thanks for sharing. Oh, at least this gentleman. How y'all expect me to read that doc? So y'all see, it's not me editing anything here. This is what is being presented by the PNC, the idiocy of the PNC. Let me zoom in and see if you could read anything. So I zoom in there, all the zoom that Facebook allows you. You see the nonsense that these people is going with? I want people to vote for them. This is the original size of the image uploaded. Who in heaven's name reading this? Even the day when the mayor presented this document, I saw a better photo of this document and I couldn't read it. Right? I don't know if the ink that is faded is some ink that come off on some other document on it or what. You couldn't read it. And this is how the PNC coming to the people in this country to say, well, this is our proof, this is our evidence. Something that people can't recognize. Bare stupidness, you know. Bare stupidness. Anyway, we going down. I want to show y'all this bus. I want to show y'all this bus. Linden Mash. Okay. God, advancing the cars was on. Jesus Christ. Let's try to stay away from that. Just leave me emotionally distraught. Where is it? Where is it? It gotta be coming up here. Let me show. Look at the hair. Look at this thing. Hold on. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. And they talking about Jumbie Board. Boredom look like he looking at the Jumbie Board. Right? Boredom looking like he looking at the Jumbie Board. Or whoever make the Jumbie Board make this too. What nonsense is this? Look at this nonsense. Me dog got on a purple suit. Excuse me. You can't make these things up. And these people abusing but Jumbie board and the Jaguar. Y'all see the Jaguar? Look, some of these persons who claiming they're artists, y'all need to go to Burroughs, or if that's what Burroughs pushing out, humble yourself, stick to painting or something. But Jumbie board, the Mash Jaguar, and this Buster of Burnham, 3 peas in a pod. 3 peas in a pod. Anybody else talking? 3 peas in a pod. You understand? Could this be a Jumbie looking at the Jumbie board? Thank you, Diane. Could this be a Jumbie looking at the Jumbie board currently? Somebody need to go where that is and look in the direction and see what the Kabaka looking at. It got to be a Jumbie board. It got to be a Jumbie board. And I dare say here to y'all this morning, that Jumbie board there at the roundabout, keeping them evil spirits from attacking this city. That Jumbie board there. You leave the Jumbie board right there. That Jumbie board causing the Obi from the Obi man not to work. That Jumbie board protecting this city. It got its wings spread out over this city, protecting it from all the Obi that's working around the place. Come on, Kubaka. Come on, Kubaka. No, the Kubaka can't come because the Jumbie board up there. And the Jumbie board shall keep away Jumbies. Right? The Jumbie board is keeping away Jumbies. That is why it put up there. To ward off evil spirits. Kubakas, Nemas, Monas, whoever. Ward Wades. Ward them off. Pistoleros, Guyanese hypocrites. Keep them away. Keep them away from power. We want them winning election. So Pam Singh said it right. The Jumbie board is looking over all to ensure that Guyana run the right way. Y'all see what Guyana in terms of construction around that area there since the Jumbie board go up. Progress. The area there was tied down by the PNC. Now it is blossoming and blooming into a beautiful flower. Hotel, hospital, shipping company, this, everything there. You understand? So, thank you. Thank you, Jumbie board, for doing your job and keeping those Jumbies away from us. Keeping the Kabaka at bay. Right? Allowing the pistolero not to piss on any more fences. Thank you, Jumbie board. Thank you, Jumbie board. Right? Thank you, Jumbie board, for ensuring that Coretta gets exposed as the illegal general secretary for the GTU and helping us to find out through whatever means you deem necessary, Jumbie board, that the GTU submit no financial statements and they get it. That is the purpose of the Jumbie board. It reveals all. If you got any issue, you go to the Jumbie board, you lay your hands on the thing there, you speak your issue to the Jumbie board. And he can take care of you. Hey, y'all, it's time for me to get out of here. I want y'all to have a safe weekend and be back here on Monday. We're going to try to have Councillor Chase Green or Councillor Stephen Jacobs here to talk a little bit more about what's happening on City Hall. I want to find out from the former mayor if she was consulted about the construction of Durban Park in writing, a proposal about what is supposed to be happening at Durban Park before it happened, right? To all the persons in the diaspora, y'all be safe this weekend. To all the persons here in Guyana, y'all be safe as well. Oh, before I go, please, if you're in Region 5, the People's Progressive Party Region 5 will be having a day of sports March 2nd, tomorrow at Bath Community Center Ground. Admission is absolutely free. Fun for the entire family. Family, cut you go day. Cut you go day. But go to this, guys. Support. Region 5 PVPC. They have sports tomorrow. Bath Community Center ground. Admission absolutely free. Music, sports, fun for the entire family. Right? Please don't miss it. Don't miss it. If y'all see Bevian in the road today, wish you happy birthday. If y'all see John Mitchell in the road today in Bartica, wish him happy birthday for me. Both very good people, very, very hard working activists doing their thing across the country. Remember, today is the 106th birth anniversary of the founder of the PVPC. Y'all let me go play the song. Give me a minute. Jeez. Jeez, man. Right? Of the founder of the People's Progressive Party and former president, Dr. Chedi Jagan. And once again, before I go, our First Lady. Our First Lady. Man, look. Sorry, people can't hold a candle to this lady. I was telling y'all about this person I fell out with. I ain't frightened for caution name. Juna in Amsterdam. And I ain't lying on shit. Now, Juna was trying to disrespect the First Lady, I think a year or two ago, talking about going to gym and all kind of thing. I want to see Juna now. Look at the First Lady. Let me look at Juna and see what Juna looking like now. Mind you, Junan, guess what Junan does do to make money? Junan does make sweets and fattening things to sell to people, and was trying to disrespect our First Lady. I have to lay it on her. I don't business for lose one and two friends. I don't business. Once you're talking nonsense, I will pull you up. My brain don't process it. So once you're talking nonsense, I can pull you up. You understand? I am proud to have First Lady Arya Ali as a First Lady. And I think this here is a perfect example of what young women in Guyana should aspire to. Not a June in Amsterdam. Blasted worries. Anyway, y'all. Anyway. It is time. It is time. So, before I go, as I always do, y'all remember to be safe out there. Remember, it is all about peace, love, one Guyana.
All them gory man stand still. And we gonna do a gory man walk right now. You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Gory walk, gory walk, gory walk, everything. Gory walk, jump, gory walk, gory walk, gory walk, everything. Gory. Listen, gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, everything. Gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, everything. Hear me sing. So, big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just be run the big shot. Big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just. Hear me sing. Bang bang balang, cut your gory. Bang bang balang, strong baby gory. Bang bang balang, cut your gory. Bang bang balang, hear me, listen. Big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just be run the big shot. Big gory can wearing tight pants. All them gory man stand still. And we gonna do a gory man walk right now. You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Gory walk, gory walk, gory walk, everything. Gory walk, jump, gory walk, gory walk, gory walk, everything. Gory, listen. Gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, everything. Gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, gory jump, everything. Hear me sing. So, big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just be run the big shot. Big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just. Hear me sing. Bang bang balang, cut your gory. Bang bang balang, strong baby gory. Bang bang balang, cut your gory. Bang bang balang, hear me, listen. Big gory can wearing tight pants. Big gory just be run the big shot. Big gory can wearing tight pants.
There's gonna be a time where the is gonna come into effect.
Mali, 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 sugar, 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 papi, 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 sour, 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 on a time.
Oh, God.
All the girls,
Oh, God.
Mali, sugar, papi, sour. Everybody, lash up head. Heavy girl, lash up head. Lash up head. Lash up head.
And what I need to make sure is that there is